In the quiet town of Willow Creek, nestled amidst towering pines and winding rivers, stood a dilapidated mansion shrouded in mystery. Locals whispered tales of its haunted past, warning curious souls to steer clear of its decaying walls. But legends have a way of luring the bold, and Sara was no exception. With a heart filled with both trepidation and curiosity, Sara set out one moonless night, her footsteps muffled by the thick blanket of fallen leaves. The forest seemed to whisper secrets as she ventured deeper, the shadows dancing around her like specters. Finally, the mansion emerged from the darkness, its once grand facade now a mere shadow of its former glory. Ivy choked the crumbling walls, and shattered windows stared like empty eye sockets into the night. Undeterred by the eerie atmosphere, Sara pushed open the creaking door and stepped into the foyer, her senses assaulted by the musty scent of decay. Moonlight filtered through the tattered curtains, casting long, twisting shadows across the floor. Her heart pounding in her chest, Sara pressed forward, guided by an inexplicable force toward the heart of the mansion. Cobwebs brushed against her face as she ascended the staircase, each step groaning beneath her weight. At last, she reached the top floor, where a door stood ajar, beckoning her closer. With trembling hands, she pushed it open and entered a room frozen in time. Dusty furniture lay draped in white sheets, and faded portraits stared down from the walls with hollow eyes. In the center of the room stood a mirror, its frame adorned with intricate carvings that seemed to writhe in the dim light. Sara approached it cautiously, her reflection wavering in the aged glass. As she gazed into its depths, a chill swept over her, and the world seemed to blur around her. Faces twisted in agony stared back at her from within the mirror, their eyes pleading for release from their eternal torment. Panic seized Sara as she tried to tear herself away, but an invisible force held her in its grip, pulling her closer to the cursed mirror. Desperate screams echoed in her ears as she was dragged into its depths, consumed by darkness. Years passed, and the mansion fell into ruin, its secrets buried beneath layers of ivy and moss. But on moonless nights, when the wind whispered through the trees, locals claimed to hear the agonized cries of the damned emanating from the depths of the forest. And those foolish enough to venture too close to the mansion's crumbling walls would catch a glimpse of Sara's face, twisted in eternal torment, staring back at them from the shattered remnants of the cursed mirror. For in the heart of Willow Creek, the spirits of the past lingered, trapped in a world between the living and the dead, their cries echoing through the night for all eternity.